Good morning, friends. Hope everybody's having a good start of their month, June 3rd. What's on my mind today? I don't know. This is like a continuation of a couple of past um, videos. But what's on my mind is um, well, I have been thinking about life and kind of like its purpose. I talked about like learning lessons and experiences, like or versus or both. Like, are we here for both? Um, but I think this one is a little bit different in the sense that I started thinking like, I guess we're kind of taught to look at things linearly. Um, and um, I guess maybe we've been looking at life in general uh the wrong way. So we think of life as, birth, day one, and then, 80 years later or 90 years later or seven, whatever, right? We look at it in like something huge, right? Like a big, like the whole totality of life. But what if life is really one day? A lifetime is one day, instead of 80 years or 60 years or 70 years. It's just one day. And at the end of that day comes your life review in the form of like dreams. Um, and then um, in the morning when you wake up, or whenever you wake up, your next lifetime begins. Um, I thought that was a very interesting, well, kind of sounds conceited, but I it struck me funny to think of life that way instead of the elongated way, like the full whole life. But one day or each day is a life, and we do our own life review at the end of our day, whenever that is. So if you sleep early or if you sleep a lot later, maybe you work graveyard and you have to go to sleep in the morning or something like that. Whenever your day ends and you go to sleep, that's your life review. And maybe that's why sleeping is so important. Not because it refreshes you or you well, obviously you need the rest, but well, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. But maybe you need to do that life review. A lot of times we always say like, "Oh, we don't remember our dreams." Where is that space that we're in when we don't remember? When we go to sleep and then we wake up 3 hours later and we have no recollection, but we can remember other things. Is that where we do our review? Are we doing a review with our spirit team or just ourself? Like, do we go to another place? Do we go back home, like home, and talk things over with our guides or angels? Um, it, yeah, it kind of struck me funny, got me excited, and I thought it was worth sharing. What if we were looking at this all wrong? And I know, I guess a lot of my videos are like that. It like goes against the normal and maybe pushes boundaries, maybe even like crazy thoughts. Well, not crazy, like I'm gonna hurt myself or something, but maybe like it's just like, wow, that's too far out there. But I think this is one where like we could push against the boundary and maybe consider a possibility of a day as a lifetime. And so I just started to think like, wow, what if that was the case, right? So we do our review at the end of our day, and then I guess like for me, I've reconciled that like our life is about evolving, right? Growing, expanding ourselves, having new experience. Well, not having like just for the fact of having an experience, but like a meaningful experience. It doesn't have to be profound, but maybe on a spiritual level, it is. Um, and so I was thinking, like, well, if our life purpose is one of evolution to evolve as a soul, as a singular, not maybe necessarily as a whole, like the whole earth. But if we were to evolve, the only way to evolve is to change, right? So um if every day is a lifetime and our evolution or our purpose is to evolve, then every day we need to change, we need to be different. And so I started thinking like that seems aggressive, right? Like every day I'm a different person. But I guess um that's what it can be. So I guess, I talked about it the other, maybe even in the last video, about setting intention a little bit. I just touched on it just a touch. And I think, maybe that's that's what we're supposed to do. Maybe that's why we don't remember our dreams all the time, is because we're going into that review, looking over the day, maybe setting intention, uh, maybe trying to find clarity on what happened, like why maybe we didn't accomplish a lesson that we have put in front of us, or an experience, something along those lines. So, I was thinking like if in our dream or when we sleep, we set the intention for the day, um, and maybe we have a bad day. Things don't go right. You handle the situation uh, in a manner that you don't want to, doesn't seem reflective of who you are, who you want to be. Those kind of moments. Then in the review, we look back and we say, well, we talk to our team and say, like, well, when did I stop believing that I could be this person? Or where did I fall short of being what it is that I want to be? So let's say, like, if we said, like, I want for this day, I want to look through life, look at life or experience life through the eyes of compassion. And maybe at you know 11:30 you started getting hangry. You got that growl in your stomach, and oh, but I got this meeting I got to go to, and that's gonna be for like another hour and a half, and then you just start fading and you get hungrier and hungrier, and then somebody says something and you snap, right? Like something like that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about that. Like, what if every day we set an intention for ourselves? Like, I'm going to be this person, or I'm going to see things only this way. Um, for the sake of like betterment, like evolving, becoming the person that you want, like truly want to be, or maybe we always were. Um, yeah, I guess it kind of like, I just thought of that saying, like we are spirit, having what is it, like we are spiritual beings having a physical experience or something. I still I love that saying. It sounds so good, but I'm still like I don't want to say wrestling with it, but I guess it can be true, or maybe it's 100% true. But I think we're here to have a physical experience and not so much a spiritual experience. That sounds blasphemous, maybe to some people. It kind of strikes me weird to say something crazy like that, but I don't know. I just feel like it's very important to have physical experiences where like you really feel the emotion. Maybe some for some lessons or experiences, it's not necessary to have like a deep feeling. Like you don't have to be crushed or devastated every single time or nothing to that effect. But I don't know. I just feel like the purpose here is to feel within the body because on the other side, we have no body. If we're just light, then we're not like, do we know what ankle pain is or heartache or what migraines are? I don't think so. And I don't think we come here for a migraine or to know what like having gas feels like or heartburn, but I think it's part of the experience that like we come here for is to have those types of feelings or the experience of chatting with a friend and that you haven't seen in a long time and you miss them and now you're with them and you feel whole again. Part of you that was missing is complete. you know um I don't know, it's something like that, but that's what I was thinking. But then, so if I was to get back to this question of one day, a lifetime every day, this almost sounds like a challenge. But I won't do those things are so difficult. I did that 30-day challenge. It was like one of the hardest things I've done was to like dig that deep for something uh very focused. It really challenged me. Maybe I'm not in the right space for a challenge to do like a 30-day challenge. Maybe I'll do like a 5-day, 10-day, something like that. But I guess every day, if we set one intention and then if we didn't meet that intention or we didn't feel like we did, we look to see why we wanted to accomplish. I'm going and say we didn't accomplish or we fell short of the intention that we set for the day. Um, we probably would be better off looking at life that way instead of the linear way. I think because there's more focus, there's more attention. Like you kind of get lost, right? Going through your 20s and these, and it's kind of like a blur. And when I don't want to say you wait for things to happen, but I guess if you only had one day to live, there would be extreme intention, and focus on exactly what you want to accomplish. And maybe that's the way we should look at things. Tomorrow is going to be the way I want it to be. Maybe in one aspect or all aspects. I know it's like some people are sick, they're going through some stuff, but maybe we could rise above it just a little bit, and set that to the side and or maybe have a focus like, hey, you know, my back hurts, but I'm gonna try to do something, or I'm gonna try to experience something, whether it's like making connection with somebody that you haven't. Like I said, looking at life through compassion, or I'm gonna accomplish 3 things, or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just stop there. That's uh basically what I was mulling over. I got really excited about was changing the way I look at life. Like a lifetime is a day. Setting the intention for that day. Maybe not goal, maybe it's being goal oriented. Maybe it's like, personal, like evolution. Like I want to be more compassionate. I want to be uh more caring, or more generous with my time, or uh, I want to donate something today, or I want to uh, reach out to somebody who maybe I feel needs just somebody to say, "Hey, I'm thinking about you," just something along those lines. And if I fall short, then I could look at it and say, "Where, where, where did I stop? Uh, where did I fall short? Maybe I stopped believing like that's kooky, being compassionate for one day, or you know being the most honest person, or whatever. And then reconcile that, and then try to change it for the next day. I think that maybe life would be better that way, or maybe more focused, instead of I wake up, I get my coffee, clock in for work, and I always tell myself I want to try my best. But what does that mean? Maybe I need more definition as to what my best is, or understand what it is, right? But I'll leave it with that. Um, Also, just a reminder, it's the third day of the month, um, for energy blessings and Reiki. If you're interested, I'll try to remember to leave my email in the description. You can email me. You could just put it in the comments. Like sign me up, add me to your list, and it's just simple as that. Do ask for a donation. I haven't like figured out like how or what, but I mean the donation could be simple as $1. It's just a little exchange. If you want to donate more, that's awesome. If you only want to, I don't even know if you could donate like a quarter. I mean, I don't really care. It's just an exchange for an exchange, right? Um, it helps me sharpen my skills, and hopefully it helps you with some energy work for 30 days. So it's a 1 month thing, every day. um, but yeah, if you're interested, just put in a comment, sign me up. I'll put you on my list, and we can work out the donation part later. It's not a big deal. Or go to my email, send me an email. I think it's Richie's Reach, the number one, at gmail.com. I don't know. I'll put in a thing. All right. Thanks guys for being here with me and sharing your time with me. See you on the next one.